Welcome to This Explainer. All right, so for decades, the absolute golden rule of career advice has been beautifully, simple. Just follow your passion, right? We've all heard it. We've been told that if we can just pinpoint that one thing we love and find a job to match it, guaranteed happiness is just waiting for us. But today, we're diving into some fascinating data that suggests this classic advice might actually be completely backwards. Actually, scratch that. Following your passion might literally be the exact thing keeping you feeling stuck, frustrated, or constantly playing catch-up in your professional life. Let's get into it. Sounds a little harsh, doesn't it? But we really need to sit with this for a second, because so many of us know that terrible feeling of aimlessly job hopping or just staring at the clock at a job we supposedly chose. According to the work of author Cal Newport, there's actually zero evidence proving that people have these pre-existing passions just waiting to be discovered. It's a myth. He calls this the passion hypothesis. And relying on it, it's not just wrong, it's genuinely dangerous. It frequently leads to severe fear, anxiety, and even depression when the daily grind of a job totally fails to match the grand illusions we've built up in our heads. We end up asking ourselves, man, if I'm not happy every single second, did I pick the wrong passion? Section 1. The Passion Trap, a dangerous strategy. So, why exactly is waiting around for passion to strike so dangerous? Well, it all comes down to mindset. Think of it like a giant puzzle. On one side, you've got the reactive passion mindset. Here, you're entirely focused on what value the world or your boss owes you. And because this is completely out of your direct control, it just breeds constant dissatisfaction. You're basically always waiting for the magical dream job to arrive. But on the flip side, we have the proactive craftsman mindset. Instead of asking what the world can give you, you focus entirely on increasing the value of what your skills can offer the world. You aren't just sitting around waiting for an opportunity, you are actively expanding your own window of opportunities through your sheer output. A real game changer. Now, when we operate with that reactive passion mindset, we often fall victim to what's called panic quitting. You know the drill, you find yourself in a job that isn't a 100% perfect match, you panic, and boom, you spontaneously jump ship to the next thing that looks slightly better. Or, I don't know, you decide you're gonna move to Vermont and make artisanal cheese. But this creates a totally vicious cycle. You end up existing in a perpetual state of transition. You always feel new, always trying to learn the ropes, and because you are constantly starting over, you're always playing catch up. The most painful reality here, instead of progressing, your core skills actually deteriorate over time. You're left with this scattered, inconsistent resume that makes future employers kind of wary. Section 2, you are a business. Time to shift your mindset. Okay, to break out of this panic quitting cycle, we really have to adopt a super powerful perspective from former Intel CEO Andrew Grove. He viewed the individual worker as a sole proprietor, essentially in competition with millions of similar businesses worldwide. Think about that. You are the CEO of your own professional life. It is absolutely crucial that you accept ownership of your skills, the timing of your career moves, and how you adapt to changes in your industry. No company, no manager, and definitely no HR department is going to manage this personal business for you. So, if we are the CEOs of our own careers, we have to engage in active career management. And no, this isn't just sitting around hoping for a promotion. It's the combination of structured planning and adaptive strategies. Achieving true career success, and by that we mean personal fulfillment, discipline, work-life balance, and for sure, financial security. It requires taking absolute, empowering control of your own development. You literally have to plot the tactics needed to maintain and advance your position in the market. It's all on you. Section 3, building career capital. How to build your moat. If you're managing your career like a business, well, you need leverage. And that leverage is your career capital. Because of the basic economic law of supply and demand, work that you actually love, work that offers flexibility, autonomy, and real impact, that kind of work is incredibly rare. And to get something rare, you have to offer something rare in return. That's your career capital, your rare and valuable skills. A massive trap so many people fall into is demanding all this control and freedom over their work before they've actually acquired the career capital to justify it. So, how do we actually acquire this capital? Well, researchers consistently point to a magic number for true expertise, 10,000 hours. That's enough hours to fill more than 4 straight years of full-time work. But it's vital to understand that this isn't just clocking in and mindlessly repeating the same basic task year after year. No way. This requires deliberate practice. Deliberate practice means consistently stretching your abilities way beyond your comfort zone and crucially receiving raw, impartial feedback on your performance. that is exactly how you become, as the famous saying goes, so good they can't ignore you. Now, as you're out there building these skills, you're inevitably gonna face what's known as the courage culture. This is that super popular romanticized idea that simply having the courage to quit your job and step out on your own is all you really need to succeed. But listen, without career capital, that is professional suicide. To avoid this trap, you need a neutral metric to measure if your skills are actually valuable. Enter the law of financial viability. Do what people are willing to pay for. Money is a completely neutral indicator. If people are willing to open their wallets to pay for your skills, you have genuine career capital. If not, well, you need to keep developing. Section 4, the art of job crafting, fixing your job from the inside out. But what if you don't want to quit? What if you want to stay where you are? Well, empirical research from the International Journal of Business and Management Review actually reveals a brilliant framework for staying put. It turns out employees don't have to just be passive recipients of their job descriptions. Those who proactively engage in what's called job crafting, which basically means altering their own tasks and work environments, they significantly improve their own work satisfaction, their daily engagement, and their likelihood of staying with the company long term. You can actually craft your current job in 3 distinct ways, starting right now. First up is task crafting. This is actively changing your daily responsibilities or projects to better suit your actual strengths. Second is relational crafting. That means deliberately building strategic networks and changing who you interact with so you can learn more. And third, cognitive crafting. This one is a total mental shift, where you reimagine the underlying meaning of your daily work. The data clearly shows that task and relational crafting, in particular, are highly effective at fostering a really proactive, successful personality at work. Section 5, strategic job hopping, doing it with calculated purpose. Of course, sometimes you truly do need to leave a role, but it must be done with calculated purpose. Recruiting data shows that a quick, bad fit departure is totally forgiven once or twice. We've all been there. However, as a general rule, aim for at least a 2-year stay to actually put down some roots. Remember, years 1 and 2 are for developing, years 4 and 5 are for progressing. And a massive red flag? Sitting in a job interview and saying, "I'm always looking for opportunities." Honestly, it just screams zero loyalty. Finally, any jump you make absolutely must be clearly substantiated by the fact that the new role will actively enhance your existing career capital. To prevent those spontaneous, panic-driven leaps we talked about, you've got to map out a strategy. Keep your short-term goals, say 1 to 2 years out, highly specific and achievable. Think of them as immediate stepping stones. Your intermediate goals, stretching up to 20 years, will naturally be a bit more open-ended. And honestly, anything beyond 20 years, let that remain completely fluid. Accepting that your long-term goals are going to adapt as you transfer experience, it completely removes that paralyzing pressure of trying to figure out your entire life's passion by age 25. Ultimately, the entire goal of accumulating all this career capital and actively crafting your jobs is to launch a meaningful mission. But how do you actually do that? First, your capital gets you to what innovators call the adjacent possible. That space right beyond the current cutting edge of your field. You simply can't innovate from the bottom. Second, use the little bet strategy. Don't risk the whole shebang on one grand idea. Take small, concrete steps that generate immediate feedback so you can quickly adjust your course. Finally, apply the law of remarkability. Ensure your projects actually compel people to talk about them, and launch them in venues that create a club effect amongst your peers. Word of mouth spreads like wildfire when you do it right. Wow, okay, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground in this explainer today, completely flipping the script on standard career advice. We've seen that passion isn't something you follow, it's something that follows you once you put in the hard work to build rare and valuable skills. You are the CEO of your own career, and nobody is coming to manage it for you. So the final thought I want to leave you with today is this. Knowing what you know now about career capital and the proven science of job crafting, will you continue to passively wait for the perfect job to magically arrive, or will you proactively go out there and craft it yourself?